fighting Frenchman out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. The bell for round one goes against British Columbia's own Gordy Racette. How do you see this one, Kenny?
Well, I'm just going to have to sit back and watch this round and see what Gordy looks like. Gordy's coming right after him.
Have you seen Gordy fight before, Ken?
No. This is the first time I've, other than the tournaments early in his career, this is the first time.
Now, I'm sure you've seen Scott Ledoux. Oh, good overhand right by Ledoux early in this first round. Racette tries to shake it off, but that was a good punch.
Yeah, well, he caught him good. It looks like that punch hurt a lot more than we figure, but Gordy seems to be coming around.
Now, a lot of people say Ledoux has seen better days, but I'll tell you what, he's 212, 215 pounds. He hasn't been this light in quite some time. He's treating this fight, as he should, like a very big fight, because if he loses it, he's in a lot of trouble. Racette has got Ledoux down on the canvas in the first round. Ledoux says, I wasn't hurt, but he looked like he took a shot there, Kenny.
Yeah, Gordy hit him with a good shot there.
Oh, and the crowd is on their feet. They realize, stunning upset if Racette was to beat Scott Ledoux. Racette's pro record, 23 wins, 2 losses. Those 2 losses came at the hands of 2 excellent boxers, both ranked in the top 20. One, Trevor Berbick, for the Canadian title. Berbick looked awesome. Jimmy Young, Racette was in that fight. And in Ledoux here, it's the toughest competition since that fight, and it's been a good first round, Ken.
Excellent. He's fighting a real veteran here in Ledoux, and so far Gordy's handling it real well. In the edge to Gordy Racette right now. Agree with you. Right now, being at home, he's made it clear that he sure hasn't trailed by much. If he has in any round, and he's had Scott down once. So
what does he do? Get on his bicycle, stay out of town, get away from him?
He can't. He's got to show that just keep his punches tight and don't swing wild, and keep being the aggressor and show him in this 10th round that you didn't fluke it off. You won this. You won this fight. But I would suspect that he would have to knock him out right now to win it.
That's not out of the question, though. We've seen him land some very heavy punches over the course of this 10-round fight. It only takes one, Ken.
That's right.
Scott Ledoux, this would be a tremendous setback in his career. He's in the best condition he's been in 3 years. He says mentally he's also hasn't felt better in years because he had some personal problems. They're over now. He's ready to go after the heavyweight title, he says, and he honestly believes he can do it. I don't know if he can.
Well, both boys have fought a heck of a fight, and I have to tip my hat to both of them. But I just hope that the commission can push a fight with me and Gordy after this.
You want him?
I sure do.
You want him badly?
I want him in the next month and a half, 2 months here in Vancouver.
I think that would be a good move on your part because he just...
And I think the people will like it.
I think Gordy coming off a fight like this, so he might want to take a bit more of a break, don't you think? Of course, you'd like him to jump in the ring with you tomorrow.
It doesn't matter to me if he wants a break, as long as I can have him next.
Right now, though, we've got 10th round action. Scott Ledoux and Racette just about. Get your hands up, Racette, or you're going to be in trouble. Well, one right hand, one punch by Scott Ledoux, and Racette was almost down on the canvas. Put him into the fight right there. He's got to get on the bicycle and stay away. It takes one punch. We're in the last half of this 10th round, and Ledoux is in a position where he could end it. He staggered Racette with that right hand in the far corner. But he doesn't have much time left.
No, he doesn't have much time.
If I was Gordy Racette, I'd just hang on and hold on for the next 90
Yeah, so would I. He better be careful. But Gordy's again.
Good left hand by Racette, though. He doesn't care. He's got too much pride, this kid from Port Alberni.
He's a gambler.
Got less than 30 seconds left in this 10th and final round. The crowd, they know it's close.
They're sensing a victory now, the crowd.
What a win this would be for Gordy Racette after only 2 losses. This would be his 3rd consecutive after that 11th round TKO to Trevor Berbick, and I think it's his fight.
I'd have to agree to this point unless Scott knocks him out.
That could have been it, but it wasn't. He missed. He connects with a jab, but he'll have to make one of those heavy ones. He's coming in, though. Watch out, Gordy Racette. But he comes back with a left hook of his own. I'll tell you, Gordy Racette. It's been a great fight for Gordy Racette. It's over. We'll get the decision. Scott Ledoux says, hey, Gordy, you surprised me. Good job.
Racette 94, Ledoux 97. Judge ahead, Racette 97. Racette 98, Ledoux 97. The winner.
Questions that demand years of training. Training that neither has really had. But to these two, that doesn't seem to matter. The way things have been the last year or so, it's not anything unusual that two brothers would leave the once bustling city of Port Alberni in search of work. It may be a little unusual in the successes the two brothers have enjoyed. Gordy Racette, one-time nightclub bouncer, now heavyweight boxer, enjoying a somewhat iffy career made longer with his recent success against veteran Scott Ledoux. Cheering him on, BC Lion defensive lineman Brent Racette. Brothers, both taking short routes to success, both in tough businesses. Gordy graduating from the So You Think You're Tough series, and Brent from Victoria Rugby to UBC to pro football.
Actually, what happened with Gordy is the same as me. I mean, we both just, you know, ordinary athletes doing their sport, and all of a sudden things happened really fast. Gordy started getting into Think You're Tough, I was in boxing doing this. I was playing rugby in Victoria. First thing you know, I'm playing college ball and then professional ball. But now that I'm here, I have to work harder and prove to myself. I got to always constantly prove to myself that I'm here, but I should be here.
While the Racettes are in different sports, there are similarities. Both are heavyweights, one in the ring, the other on the plastic turf at Empire Stadium, both profiting in the way they were brought up.
I used to play rugby in Victoria. We have always used to say, run till you puke. I don't think Gordy is very far from it. He's the same way. He's got a lot of pride. He works hard. He's dedicated. He's one of the guys who will run till he pukes. You can see that in some of the fights that he's in. He don't stop. He'll keep on going. He won't let nothing stop him. He's got a goal in mind somewhere in the future, and he's going to do what it takes to get there. And
the Scott Ledoux fight in September was just about as tough on Brent as it was on Gordy. Gord took the hits, and Brent felt each and every one of them in his ringside seat.
I used to box a little with Gord, too, and I know what it feels like, and it would hurt. So it's exciting. I mean, I went ecstatic in the first round when he hit Scott. I almost passed out. I screamed so much.
How about your mom and dad? They had to sit there, too.
My dad used to box a bit when he was younger, too, so he knows what it feels like in the ring, too. Mom, she's a hell of a lady. She doesn't like watching anyone get hit. At first, she was very nervous watching Gord in the ring and getting hit and stuff like that, but she's getting a little used to it. Naturally, it's Gord's her son, so she feels the hits, too. It's just very exciting. I enjoy watching him box, but I hope he gets what he wants to get before anything happens to him.
While Gordy works at center stage, Brent waits on the sidelines for another chance to play. He's been on and off the Lions reserve list, on it for their last couple games. A spot no professional likes. They all want to play, and so does Brent Racette.
It feels as though that you're not really with the team. Although you are, practicing is a lot of fun, but it doesn't really count till the lights are on. It's time to go crazy, and that's when you really get close to the guys, because that's when you could feel it from the gut, and it's time to play. And until I earn maybe that's important, until I earn a starting position, well, then I have to expect what I'm getting.
The brothers Racette, both trying to make it in tough spots, and for the time being, one is a little ahead of the other. Brent watching a lot from the sidelines as Gordy takes the applause. Both of them determined to take what they're given.
Away from the glitter and the lights of the TV camera, and it happens right here at ringside, where each and every fight, Racette's mother has to sit and watch her son climb into the ring, knowing full well that no matter how good a boxer he is, he's going to take his share of shots.
I'm petrified every time I go in there. I really don't. I'd like to see him do something nice and simple, like playing a piano or painting pictures. This business of going into a ring, I don't like fighting anyway. I never did. And to see him getting in there, and especially if he starts getting hurt, like those two fights, the one with Young and the one with Berbick, I probably died 1,000 deaths.
And what do you feel about his decision then to continue in the sport?
He's of age, and really my decision doesn't mind, but how I feel really doesn't make much difference. he's already told me if I really can't stand seeing him get hit, you know, just don't come and watch me. But I'd rather be there seeing no matter what happens.
And it's got to be tough on you sitting there in the stands and getting the reaction, especially, as you say, in a tough fight.
Especially if I'm sitting beside the opponent and he's hollering, kill him, kill him. And that's my kid you're hollering at. You know, it's a bit frightening.
Coming up next, highlights of last week's main event from the Nanaimo, BC, Gordy Racette versus Ken Arlt for the Pacific Northwest heavyweight title. And here to help me analyze all the action will be Gordy himself. He's always fun. Stay with it. It was where you fought last Friday night, Frank Crane Arena, a place you've been a number of times before. Pacific Northwest heavyweight title against Ken Arlt. You won it. How'd you feel about the fight overall?
Overall, I felt pretty good. It went exactly the way I had anticipated it to go, and it just went right according to plan. I was trying to test him out first 3 rounds, see if I could, you know, hurt him or stun him at all. And after I caught him a flush a couple times, and I knew he had a hard head, I hurt my knuckle on it, and I figured, you know, what's the sense of just trying to put him out? No one else had ever done it, so I was just going to take my time and go the distance if need be. So I was just nice and relaxed, probably more relaxed than I had ever been for any other fight, and I just decided to take my time.
And you'll see just how relaxed Gordy Racette was. We've got the highlights here. As I mentioned, he was out of town, hasn't had a chance to see him before, so this will be a first for him. I've seen them, and he didn't look too bad. Let's go to round 1 action. Gordy Racette against Ken Arlt for the Pacific Northwest title from Frank Crane Arena in Nanaimo, BC. The round 1 action, Gordy, you look pumped, ready.
Oh yeah, I was really relaxed, and all through, even before this, I had just tried to set in my mind it was just going to be a gym workout. Because when I go to the gym, I feel really relaxed. I had noticed previous other fights I had, I got really tense and uptight. So I was just trying to relax, trying to put it in my mind that it was just going to be a hard gym workout.
Now, taking a look at Ken Arlt, not an imposing physical specimen, but as you mentioned, he's never been knocked down. He has never been knocked out, so he can definitely take a punch.
Oh, yes. He's pretty rugged. He's not as quick as I thought he might have been, but, you know, it all worked out to my advantage. I was much faster than he was, so I was hardly even breathing hard.
We're still talking boxing on Sports Page Saturday, and you, the pugilism fan of BC, have probably been wondering what Gordy Racette's incentive is. Well, here he is, the man behind Gordy Racette. What's this guy's name, Gordy? I love his uni.
I don't know.
Look at that guy in the chest there. He got a T-shirt, shorts.
No, one of my best friend's mothers made it for me, so I said thanks.
It was Christmas, what the heck.
Yeah.
We joked, Gordy, but he is a good friend of yours. You're about to take a step forward, I think, a step up, and you've had a taste before, but your talk is you're going to be hooked up with Giacchetti and Stallone. You'll be heading down south, and you're going to have to pay the price if you're going to step up in the world. What are your thoughts on that right now, Gordy?
Oh, well, I'm ready for it, you know, like, it seems to take time, you know, you have to mature, and I think I've matured enough now where I can handle this sort of thing. 3 years ago when I first started, you know, I'm just sitting in a bar with somebody having a drink, and, you know, somebody walked up to me and said, "You're going to be the Canadian champ." You know, I went, holy cat, you know, what planet are you on? And so it just takes time, you know, and after the fights that I've had, and, you know, I really believed that I could make it and go someplace. So if training or whatever happens, you know, happens in a different town, a different country, that's where I'll go. And
you're prepared to go do the road work, get in the gym and spar 10 to 15, 20 rounds a day against good competition.
As long as I don't get hurt.
Some developments with the career of local heavyweight Gordy Racette. He's in studio live right now to talk to me. Gordy, you were down in Los Angeles over the weekend to finalize arrangements with